Chapter 7. Deep Dive in Design Thinking. Design thinking is the glue between all disciplines. Now you define, you unpack and synthesize your empathy findings into compelling models, needs, insights, and scope a specific and meaningful challenge. It is a mode of focus rather than flaring. Two goals of the define mode are to develop a deep understanding of your users and the design space. And based on that understanding, you have to come up with an actionable problem statement, or so to say, your point of view. Your point of view should be a guiding statement that focuses on specific users and insights and needs that you uncovered during the empathize mode. Now, merely defining the problem to work on is not the end. Your point of view is the unique design vision that you crafted based on your discoveries during your empathy work, during your empathy phase. Understanding the meaningful challenge to address and the insights that you can leverage in your design work is fundamental to creating a successful solution. Well, you have your point of view now. However, how do you know or ascertain as to are you on the right track? Now here's a quick checklist for you. First, it is providing focus on what you are looking for. Second, does it in a way frame the problem? Third, is it compelling to the team and they are ready to embark on the journey? And the fourth one is, it empowers the team members to make decisions in response to the high-level goals of the team, which fuels brainstorming by suggesting how might we statements. The how might we statement or question should identify a challenge, be framed with optimism and without judgment, be open enough for discovery, and provide enough for the direction. Should be written in plain English, simple language for people to understand. Should be written in plain and simple language, not too broad, not too specific. With HMW statements or questions, you turn your perspectives into actionable provocations. Now, you may want to use this checklist as defined by the D School at Stanford: amp up the good, focus on the emotions, take it to an extreme, explore the opposite, questions and assumptions, create an analogy from insight or context, focus in on element. Now, ideating is a critical component of design thinking. In this phase, design thinkers spark off ideas. Now, these ideas are in the form of questions or solutions. And this is done through creative and curious activities for which you need to suspend your judgment. In this stage, no idea is too far-fetched and no one's ideas are rejected. Ideating is all about creativity and fun. And in the ideation phase, quantity is encouraged over the quality. As Linus Pauling, a Nobel Prize winning chemist, said, if you want to have good ideas, you must have many ideas. In this phase, the ideas may become silly, savvy, risk-taker, wishful thinkers, and dreamers of the impossible and the possible. Ideation mode ideate. In this phase, design thinkers create a transition from identifying the challenges or problems to exploring solutions. The aim here is to generate radical design alternatives. To ideate is the mode of your design process in which you aim to generate radical design alternatives. Two things which I have seen help in this phase is the approach of why not and building on how might we statements or questions. The key here is to go beyond the obvious and move out of the trap of quick fix solution. Ideation dwells on collective perspective and innovation potential of the team. Here the mindset is critical. Regardless of what ideation method you use, the fundamental principle of ideation is to be cognizant of when you and your team are generating ideas and when you are evaluating ideas. Typically, keeping these two tasks separate and only mixing the two intentionally. Prototype. Prototyping allows you to fail early so that we can succeed sooner, as said by David Kelly, the IDEO founder. And if a picture is worth 1,000 words, a prototype is worth 1,000 meetings. Prototyping is getting ideas and exploration out of your head into the physical world. It is not necessarily a physical form of a product. It could be as simple as a wall of post-it notes, a role-playing activity, a space, an object, an interface, or even a storyboard. Prototype is rough to inspire, is built to think, and it's open to embrace failure, and proto is just good enough to define sensibilities. It is built to experiment, hence do expect changes. Prototypes are most successful when people can experience and interact with them. What you learn from these interactions can help drive deeper empathy as well as shape successful solutions. Prototype payoffs are, it's used for many reasons, including empathy gaining, wherein prototyping is a tool to deepen your understanding of the design space and your user, even at a pre-solution phase of your project. It could be used for exploration, build to think, develop multiple solution options. It could be used for testing, wherein you create prototypes to test and refine solutions with the user. It could also be used to draw inspiration, wherein it will inspire others, your teammates, clients, customers, investors, by showing your vision. Now, prototypes aids us to assimilate and learn. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, a prototype is worth 1,000 pictures. It aids us to solve disagreements. Prototyping is a powerful tool that can eliminate ambiguity, assist in ideation, and reduce miscommunication. Prototype aids to be a good conversation starter. A prototype can be a great way to have a different kind of conversation with the users. It helps us to fail quickly and fail cheaply. Creating quick and multiple prototypes allows you to test a number of ideas without investing a lot of time and money upfront. Test mode. Testing is the opportunity to get feedback on your solutions, refine solutions to make them better, and continue to learn about your users. The test mode is an iterative mode in which you place your low resolution artifacts in an appropriate context of the user's life. Prototype as if you know you are right, but test as if you know you are wrong. I think this is beautiful. Let me read it again for you. Prototype as if you know you are right, but test as if you know you are wrong. Why test? To refine your prototypes and solutions. Testing informs the next iterations of prototypes. Sometimes this means going back to the drawing board. Testing also helps to learn more about your users. Testing is another opportunity to build empathy through observation and engagement. It often yields unexpected insights. Testing also helps you to test and refine your POV. Sometimes testing reveals that not only did you not get the solution right, but also that you have failed to frame the problem correctly. And some tips for prototyping test. Start building. Even if you aren't sure what you are doing, the act of picking up some materials, which could be paper, tapes, or anything else, will be a good way to start and should be enough to get you going. Don't spend too long on one prototype. Move on before you find yourself getting too emotionally attached to any one prototype. Build with the user in mind. What do you hope to test with the user? What sort of behavior do you expect? Answering these questions will help focus your prototyping and help you receive meaningful feedback in the testing phase. Identify a variable. Identify what is being tested with each prototype. A prototype should answer a particular question when tested. A beginner's mindset. I always encourage people to approach anything with a child state of mind and adult state of learning. Why it helps us is, it helps us to look at experiences, understanding, and expertise, knowingly, unknowingly, making our vision myopic. Your assumptions may be misconceptions and stereotypes and can restrict the amount of real empathy you can build. Assume a beginner's mindset to put aside these biases so that you can approach a design challenge with fresh eyes. But the question is, how to assume a beginner's mindset? And the first thing first, do not judge. Just observe and engage users without the influence of value judgments upon their actions, circumstances, decisions, or issues. Second, question everything. Question even and especially the things you think you already understand. Ask questions to learn about how the users perceive the world. Think about how a 4-year-old asks why about everything. Follow up an answer to one why with a second why, so on and so forth. Third, be truly curious. Strive to assume a posture of wonder and curiosity, especially in the circumstances that seem either familiar or uncomfortable. Fourth, find patterns. Look for interesting threads and themes that emerge across interaction with users. And the last one is listen. Yes, listen. You got to really listen. Lose your agenda and let the scene soak into your psyche. Absorb what users say to you and how they say it without thinking about the next thing you are going to say.